Now we will discuss about the second type of mechanism, which is SN1 mechanism. Here S stands for substitution, N for nucleophilic, and 1 is unimolecular. Now this reaction is called unimolecular reaction because in the rate determining step, or which is called slow step, the only one reactant molecule or only substrate is present. So rate of this reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of only one substrate, which is in this particular rate equation or rate law, nucleophile is not present, and therefore the rate of this reaction is independent of the concentration of nucleophile and only the concentration of tertiary alkyl halide. So this reaction is called first order reaction, and the molecule present is only one, and therefore called unimolecular reaction. Now I have taken the example of tertiary butyl bromide. When reacts with nucleophile, which is OH, it forms tertiary butyl alcohol as a product. This reaction follows SN1 mechanism. We are going to discuss about the salient features of SN1 mechanism, like we have discussed the salient features of SN2 mechanism. So now we will discuss the salient features of SN1 mechanism. There are 5 features. First one is two-step mechanism. This we have discussed earlier that this mechanism is taking place in 2 steps. In the first step, it forms carbocation, and the attack of nucleophile is in the second step. Then second feature of SN1 mechanism is planar carbocation. In this particular step, or in the first step, the carbocation is formed and the geometry of that carbocation is planar. So we will discuss it further. Third feature is attack of nucleophile. Unlike SN2 mechanism, in SN1 mechanism, nucleophile can attack from both the sides, from the front side or from the back side. Fourth feature is transition step. Here there are 2 transition steps formed because there are 2 steps. And the fifth feature is inversion and retention of configuration. The product which is formed is mixture of 50% inversion and 50% retention, because attack of nucleophile is from both the sides. So these are the 5 features of SN1 mechanism. Now we will discuss them in detail. So first feature is two-step mechanism. This reaction goes like this. In the first step, the substrate, which is tertiary butyl bromide, forms of carbocation and bromine is removed. So in the first step, there is only breaking of carbon-bromine bond. And in second step, this carbocation is attacked by the nucleophile, which is OH, and it gives the product, which is tertiary butyl alcohol. So in first step there is breaking of bond, and in second step there is formation of bond. So both these steps are different, therefore this mechanism is two-step mechanism. So second feature of SN1 mechanism is the geometry of the carbocation, which is formed in first step, and the carbocation which is formed has planar geometry. This is the carbon which is sp3 hybridized carbon, but it is tetrahedral carbon, and when the bromine is removed, the carbon which is directly bonded to 3 other carbons forms planar geometry. So all these bonds are in same plane. So this carbocation is planar carbocation. Next feature is attack of nucleophile. So in second step, when nucleophile attacks, in case of SN2 reaction, the nucleophile attacks from back side. But in case of SN1 reaction, nucleophile is attacking the carbocation and not the substrate, which is tertiary alkyl halide. So when OH attacks the carbocation, both the sides are open. So it prefers back side as well as front side. It may attack from front side as well as from back side. So it forms mixture of two products, 50% from back side attack and 50% from front side attack. So attack is from both the sides. Feature is formation of transition state, which is the state having a highest energy. So we have discussed earlier that SN1 mechanism shows two transition states because there are two steps. Reaction steps are two. So in first step, where there is breaking of carbon-bromine bond, so bromine is to be removed from alkyl halide. In the first step, this bond is breaking, and then the carbocation form when this bond is completely broken, bromine is removed. This is transition state 1, and in this particular state, this carbon-bromine bond which is shown dotted is breaking, and here it is completely broken. In second step, the OH nucleophile attacks carbocation, so there is formation of bond. So if we show the formation of bond, so this is the transition state second, and when the bond is completely formed, this is the final product. Here the bond is completely formed, here it is forming. This is transition state second. This fourth feature, which shows two transition states. For the first step, breaking of bond, and for the second step, formation of bond. The fifth feature is configuration of the product. So if we start with the carbocation, the final product which is formed is mixture of two products which are 50% inversion and 50% retention. What happens when OH approaches the carbocation? This carbocation is free from both the sides, so it may attack from front side. So I have written first, and this is the first product. When OH attacks from front side, so configuration gets completely inverted. It is called inverted configuration. And when OH attacks from back side, configuration is retained, and therefore retention of configuration. So both the products are formed in 50-50 proportion. So if you use any optically active substrate, then you can understand the product which is formed is racemate, or it is the mixture of equal amount of inversion of configuration and retention of configuration. So final product is racemate, and the process is racemization. So these are all the 5 features of SN1 mechanism. Now we are going to see the energy profile diagram as we are seeing for the SN2 mechanism. So we will draw the energy profile diagram for SN1 mechanism. We start here. Potential energy go on increasing, reaches to maximum, then decreases, again reaches to maximum, and then again decreases. So here we can see there are 2 peaks because there are 2 transition states. Here you are starting. Here there are the reactants. Reactant for this particular mechanism is tertiary butyl bromide, and when the substrate reaches to transition state, this bond is breaking. So for first transition state, carbon-bromine bond is breaking, and when the transition state is converted into product, this is your first step product, and it is planar carbocation. In the second step, OH nucleophile attacks carbocation. So again the energy go on increasing, reaches to maximum. Here it is the second transition state in which carbon and O bond is forming. So it is the transition state second, and when it reaches to maximum, immediately converted into product, and in product the carbon oxygen bond is completely formed. So this is PS1, this is PS second. The difference between energies of reactant and product is the enthalpy of the reaction, the amount of energy required to reach the substrate to first transition state. This is the energy. This is energy of activation 1. So delta E1, and amount of energy required to reach the first step product to the transition state is the energy of activation 2. Then it reaches to the product. This is all about the energy profile diagram for SN1 mechanism. There are two peaks. This is slight higher and this is slight lower. The energy of reactant is higher and that of product is lower. These are the things to be remembered while drawing the energy profile diagram. So that's all about the energy profile diagram. Now we will see the types of alkyl halide which are favored by SN1 mechanism. So these are some examples of alkyl halide. This is methyl halide, primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide and tertiary alkyl halide. As we have seen that SN2 mechanism is easily shown by primary alkyl halides than the tertiary or secondary alkyl halide. But in case of SN1 mechanism, it is easily shown by tertiary alkyl halide because SN1 follows on a two-step mechanism, and when there is a bulky group present, there are three bulky groups present, so it is not possible for nucleophile to arrive when one nucleophile is there. So in first step this is to be removed and then only the nucleophile can attack. So this type of mechanism is easily shown by the tertiary alkyl halide than primary or secondary alkyl halide. One more reason behind that is presence of bulky group increases the positive charge on carbon, therefore nucleophile may easily arrive, and therefore the mechanism which is shown by tertiary alkyl halide is SN1 mechanism. So reactivity order is like this. So, methyl and primary alkyl halide hardly show SN1 mechanism, and tertiary alkyl halide easily undergo SN1 mechanism. Now we are going to discuss about the factors which influence SN1 and SN2 mechanism. There are three main factors which are influencing the SN1 and SN2 mechanism. First factor is nature of substrate. So we know that SN2 mechanism is favored by primary alkyl halides. So substrate must be primary, and SN1 mechanism favors tertiary alkyl halides. So substrate is tertiary. In second case, nucleophilicity of the reagent. The more nucleophile is stronger when it easily donates its electron pair. So its Lewis basicity is more, then the nucleophile is supposed to be more active. Third feature or third factor is polarity of the solvent. More polar solvent favors SN1 mechanism. Now we will discuss them in details. So first factor is nature of substrate. As we have discussed earlier, primary alkyl halides show SN2 mechanism because there is less crowding around the carbon, so that nucleophile easily attack. But SN1 mechanism is shown easily by tertiary alkyl halide because there is more crowding. Now what happens when there are three bulky groups which are present surrounding carbon? They form the most stable carbocation. So to increase the stability of carbocation, there must be bulky group present, and this bulky group show plus I effect so that the carbocation is stabilized. Along with the plus I effect of three bulky group, there is one more effect which we have studied in 11th standard. It is called hyperconjugation effect, and hyperconjugation effect go on increasing with increasing number of alpha hydrogen. So as the number of alkyl group go on increasing, there is increase in alpha hydrogen and the carbocation gets stable. So these are the two reasons behind the high stability of tertiary alkyl halide or tertiary carbocation. One is plus I effect of bulky group, and second one is the hyperconjugation effect. So these are the reasons when the nature of substrate. So substrate must be primary alkyl halide for the SN2 mechanism and tertiary for SN1 mechanism. Second factor is nucleophilicity of the reagent. Nucleophile is the negatively charged species and it is more active when it is ready to donate electron pair very easily. So generally they are called Lewis bases. So base is substance which donates electron very easily. So in case of SN2 mechanism, nucleophile which is more ready to donate the electron pair favors the SN2 mechanism. So nucleophile is stronger, SN2 mechanism is favored. But in case of SN1 mechanism, there is no effect of nucleophile because there is formation of carbocation in first step and nucleophile can attack from both the sides. So no effect of nucleophile is observed in case of SN1 mechanism. Third factor which affects the SN1, SN2 mechanism is polarity of the solvent. The solvent which is more ionizing solvent is said to be a polar solvent, and polar solvent favors SN1 mechanism, and polar solvent decreases the SN2 mechanism. Now what happens when SN1 mechanism, there is formation of carbocation and nucleophile is removed. So when solvent is polar, it solvates the negative ion which is anion and carbocation gets free, and therefore it may readily available for the nucleophile attack. Therefore SN1 mechanism is easily carried out in presence of polar solvent. But in case of SN2 mechanism, if the solvent is polar, in case of SN2 mechanism, both the reactants are present in the redetermining step, alkyl halide as well as nucleophile. So if the solvent is polar, then it may solvate the nucleophile which is negatively charged or anion, and therefore it may not attack the substrate, and therefore it reduces the activity of SN2 mechanism. So polar solvent favors SN1 mechanism, whereas less polar solvent favors SN2 mechanism. The attack of solvent or solvation capacity is observed in case of negatively charged ion, which is not there in case of SN1 mechanism because it has formed carbocation. So polar solvents favor SN1 mechanism, and non-polar or less polar solvent favor SN2 mechanism. So these are the factors which influence SN1 and SN2 mechanism. You have to compare between SN1 and SN2 mechanism in terms of steps, in terms of attack of nucleophile, in terms of transition state, in terms of solvent polarity, or in terms of configuration. And it is all about the nucleophilic substitution mechanism, unimolecular and bimolecular.